Okay, I know everybody complains on these things, and I like to talk with my hands, but there's no room on this, and I can't help but see how terrible I look on this video. But anyway, here goes. I want to start out by complimenting those people who are responsible for finally looking at the people who don't have the virus. For seemed like forever they were looking at everybody who has the virus, and sometimes you need a detective instead of a microbiologist to look at things from a different perspective. So I was out of town in the mountains for the last 5 days, didn't have access to TV, radio, phone, nothing. There was just no service. So I just got back, and I learned that that they were finally looking at this, and I was talking about it for weeks actually with my wife. Like, why aren't they looking at people that don't have this and say, okay, these people don't have the virus. Let's look at some of the facts behind this. So, there's obviously people that are immune to it, and that's what they're looking at now. And why are they immune to it? Also, one of the things they're looking at is the people that maybe have asthma or had asthma as a child and outgrew it, and maybe other lung ailments. There are other things too. For instance, I'm going to use me as an example. I never get the flu for some reason. Never had the flu shot. And my wife's had the flu several times. I've been in close contact with her. I never just seem to get the flu. Whether I'm, immune to this virus, I don't know. I would never take the chance, but it's those kinds of things, those profiles that they need to look at. Another thing that I thought of is people with rheumatoid arthritis. And the reason I bring that into the picture is people that have RA have an overactive immune system. And so that overactive immune system, I think, would really play a role in combating this new virus. And that's another piece of the puzzle that I think they should be looking at. So, kudos to the people that are finally looking at this from a new perspective. Okay, now to my complaints, like all these videos do. So here are my complaints. Yesterday, Apple announced that they made how many? 1 billion masks. Okay, they donated. They donated 1 billion masks globally, not domestically, globally. So, if they did that domestically, that would mean about 3.3 masks for every man, woman, and child in this country. So I ask you, Apple, where are these masks? They're obviously not in this country. Because people can't get masks. They are making homemade masks. The nurses and the frontline people, the doctors, do they have the masks? I don't think so. So where are they? They're in China. Where are they? India, Europe? I don't know. Maybe Apple can make an announcement and say where the masks are, because they're certainly not here. And I think, Steve Jobs right now is turning over in his grave, because, I heard he was a tyrant to work for, but Steve Jobs was a patriot. He cared about this country. And if he was still in charge, trust me, those masks would be in this country first. But that's a whole nother story. Here's another thing that really fried my shorts. And most people don't realize this because it wasn't on the mainstream media. But Governor Cuomo in New York, he's been, crying for help, begging for help to make respirators. And there's Remington Firearms, which is based right in New York. And Governor Cuomo shut them down because he deemed them as a non-essential business. And that's fine. You want to deem them non-essential, that's certainly your right. But Remington, they took the high road. They stepped up and they said, okay, we're closed for business. We are going to clear out 1 million square feet of warehouse, okay? Now, mind you, 1 million square feet is a lot of space. And they've got, I'm sure, plenty of power set up because they're a manufacturing facility. And they said, bring in anyone you want, any company you want. They can use our space to make any equipment deemed necessary for any purpose. So you want to bring in companies that can make respirators, ventilators, whatever you need, our doors are open. Crickets. That's what they heard from Governor Cuomo. Crickets. So to me, that's extremely prejudicial. Why Governor Cuomo didn't take them up on that is ridiculous. I mean, get off your liberal high horse and take the hand that's trying to feed you. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't understand it. Those are the two major complaints I had. There was one other thing I wanted to mention, and then I'll call it quits. A while back when Congress was trying to pass that huge bill, President Trump put through that stimulus package of $2.2 trillion, and it was being held up in the Senate. We all know the whole story, how the Senate was trying to put earmarks on it. And when I say the Senate, we all know it's the Democrats. I don't know, many people don't know this, but they also put a raise in for themselves. I don't know how much it was, but really, that's ridiculous. You put a raise in for yourself at this time of crisis when all you people are millionaires already. I mean, do you know what it takes to run for public office? The amount of money it takes to run a campaign? These people are all millionaires. Some are billionaires, and they need more money. They need a raise at this time. And there was a quote by Rahm Emanuel. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's the mayor of the city of Chicago. And he said, never let a good crisis go to waste for something that you need, or to get something you need. Never waste a good crisis to get the things that you need. Something along those lines. People, that is the mentality of democratic thinking. And I'm not talking to the party right now. I'm talking to the people that will be voting. This is a red flag. This is the future of our country. These people put the lives of everybody in jeopardy, and who knows how many more cases were created because of this delay. And a comment like that from the mayor of the city of Chicago, where more people are dying from bullets every day than from the virus. But, the virus will come. The virus will come to Chicago. Trust me. It's on its way. So when it comes there and it starts taking lives, I'm sure they'll play that clip on the news for him to hear again. That's all I have. Be safe out there. Practice your distancing. Wear your masks if you have them. Gloves. Godspeed, everybody.